What's up everybody, welcome back or to the channel. Today's video is going to be a pretty quick video. Again, if you've seen it in my last video that I recently posted where I changed out the brakes and rotors, you would see in that video that I actually started sanding and painting my calipers. Now I spliced a lot of that out of that video just because if I combined it all together, it was going to be a 45-minute long video, and I know a lot of people out there don't want to stick around and watch a 45-minute long video. This one, I'm just going to pretty much take a lot of the clips that I did from the other day and put them into a quick video to show you what I did and how I sand and paint my calipers. So again, before we jump into that, just a quick reminder, if you want to support the brand Diesel Allegiance, just go to www.dieselallegiance.net. I have different shirts, I have different kind of hats, I have some large 3x5 outdoor Diesel Allegiance flags that you can actually fly off the back of your truck. So again, if you want to support the brand, I would greatly appreciate that. But moving on, let's jump in and get these calipers cleaned up. Okay, so picking up on my last video where I was actually working on replacing the brake pads and rotors, I figured now would be a good time to just show you quickly what I do for my calipers. Now it's been a long time since I painted these calipers. They were painted like a purplish color before because I had all my lift kit parts more like a purple color. As you can see, sort of, you can't really see it here, but you can see a little bit right there. So they kind of worn off over the years. So again, I just kind of didn't pay attention to them, but they are pretty dirty, but you can maybe see a little bit of the purple underneath. So what I'm gonna do now is, since my caliper is actually removed off of the main bracket here, I'm just gonna go ahead, use a wire brush, clean it up. There's not a whole lot of rust on there, but because I don't drive my truck that often, it's not outside in the elements that often. So I'm just gonna go ahead, use a wire brush, clean it up a little bit, use a little bit of like some mineral spirits or something like that, wipe it off real good. You can use brake cleaner, but I'd say use more like a mineral spirits or something like that to really kind of clean that off. So while everything is exposed and taken apart, I'm just gonna go ahead now, clean this up and give it a quick little paint job so that once I put the rotors and brake pads and everything's good to go, then everything will be looking good and I don't have to worry about it for a while. Okay, so I went ahead and I just used wire brush here and some sandpaper and just cleaned up my caliper. I pretty much just try to do the outside. I really try not to go too much on the inside. When you are using a wire brush and sandpaper, you want to make sure that you're very, very careful around any of your rubber boots here. So there's like rubber boots here. You want to make sure you're very careful about your line here that's carrying your fluid here. Anywhere there's a rubber boot, be very, very careful because you don't want to cut or slice that open with like a wire brush. But anywhere else, just make sure you just try to get down through the paint and the grime and the stuff like that. Again, now you can kind of see here the purple paint that was kind of left in before on top of this, because I've painted this a couple of different times over the years. So I got down pretty much as good as I could get. I mean, I could probably go a little bit more to get a couple little pieces off, but basically that's all I do. I clean this up a little bit with a wire brush, scrape it up real good, scuff it up. Again, be very careful around those rubber boots. Clean it up, try to get down into those crevices there. When you do get into some tight spots like here, just take your sandpaper, fold it up, get a crease, and try to get down in these little kind of crevices down in here. You know, get a little bit down in there like that. Fold it in half, get up underneath your pipe here, you know, like that. Just really try to clean up what you can and get any of that excess paint and brake dust and dirt and grime. Get that, as much of that scraped up, trying to get down to as much bare metal as you can. Okay, it doesn't take long. I think I was doing this for maybe 5 minutes, really trying to sand this down. Once it's all sanded down, use some type of like a mineral spirits or something like that that's meant to be cleaning parts, but not causing any other issues. So I always like to use something like this, which is just odorless mineral spirits. It cleans up paint. It's really good at cleaning parts off. So again, I'll just pour a little bit of that on a rag and wipe it off real good, clean it up real good. Once that's all done and cleaned, let me give it a quick little zap of paint and we'll be right back. Okay, so now that I took some mineral spirits and kind of wiped it down, it should be about dry. So what we're gonna do is I'm probably just gonna use a piece of cardboard and cover this up a little bit as a backdrop and just put a few spritzes of paint on it. Again, this is not meant to be perfect. I mean, obviously I always recommend unbolting your hose lines here, having this taken somewhere, have it sandblasted, have it powder coated. But for now, I got too many projects going on this summer. Tons of home projects. I got projects for this particular truck. I got projects going on for my wife's truck. Different things going on with my motorcycle. I'm thinking about picking up another vehicle. There's so many different things going on. I just don't want to just keep spending too much money on this truck because, again, this is my daily driver. I do expect it to get beat up a little bit. So again, this is really just a temporary fix. It's a quick way to make your calipers look really good for a short term. Maybe if you do a good job sanding and cleaning and you use a good paint, you probably could get away with a good year or two. So again, even if you can get away with even a year and a half to 2 years of a nice looking caliper, but it costs you only about $5 to $8 in paint and a little bit of time, that's definitely worth it compared to having it taken apart, paying or having somebody sandblast it, paying hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars having this all powder coated, or just buying brand new calipers that are already powder coated, which are still a few $100s. So it's one of those things where if you just want to do something quick and easy, make it look good, just sand it down, scuff it up, clean it up, and use a little bit of spray paint, and you can make your calipers look good. Now, okay, so I just put a little bit of cardboard here just to sort of protect everything behind it as I spray this a little bit. Again, most of my underneath is all black anyway, so if I get a little bit of black overspray on something that's already black, I'm not that concerned by it. So I went back and looked through all my paint, and I did not have any other gloss paint that I could use for calipers. So I ran to the store real quick. The only caliper paint that they had in stock was red, and I didn't want red. So I didn't have much other choice. So I ended up going with this stuff here, which is the Rustoleum High Heat Ultra. Now this stuff here is gloss black, which is what I'm looking for. And it does say on the back right here that it can be used for automotive parts and more. So what I like about this is most of your caliper paint that you buy at the store says it's good for up to 900 degrees. This actually says it's good for up to 1200 degrees. So I figured for around the same price, I could get this High Heat Ultra with a gloss black finish that actually withstands higher heat rating, and I'll use this for my calipers and try it out. So it'll be the first time I'm using this on my calipers, but again, this is a temporary fix. So let me just go ahead and start spraying this, and we'll see how it turns out. So let's jump into it. Okay, so we just got done shaking it up pretty good. So let's just try a test spray right there on the box. And let's try to see how it goes. Again, you don't want to be too close, and you want to do light spritzes, and you want to do light sprays as you pass. Create a good base coat. As a starting point, and then you can always go more. But you don't want to go too much too fast, because then that's how you get a lot of runs, and it doesn't coat real well. All right, so let's leave that there for now. We're gonna go ahead and let that dry, and then we'll come back here shortly and I'll throw another coat on it. And then maybe we'll do a third coat just to be safe, just to make sure we didn't miss any spots. But that's about it. Again, I didn't put my brake pads in there yet. So again, I'm not super worried about anything. Now what you should probably do, which I didn't do right now, is just kind of put some kind of paper towel or something in these holes just to protect any paint from going down in. Not that it's really gonna hurt anything, but if it dries, it could cause some sticking. But so what I might do is I'll just get some paper towel here that I have laying here, and I'll just go ahead and fold up a couple little pieces, tuck them down in here a little bit. Here, I'll just kind of show you what I mean. Just kind of roll one up, just like that. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. Something like that, just to kind of protect any spray paint from getting down in there and sticking to anything. But let me go ahead and let this dry. We'll throw a couple more coats on. Okay, so we have our first coat of paint on here. Now all we got to do is throw maybe another coat of paint on, and we're going to hit it maybe 2 or 3 times and get a nice, good, even coating on it. But I can tell right now that looks already way better than it did before. Again, if you don't want to get into $300 to $400 for brand new powder coated calipers, and you don't want to spend the money to have them sandblasted and powder coated, just go ahead and scuff them up with a wire brush and a sandpaper pad. or a sandpaper block. Get in there, clean it up with some mineral spirits, and then just go get some type of high heat paint and paint them, and then you should be good for a while. It will last for a good little while. So again, this is a very cheap, easy fix to make something look really good. Okay, so real quick, just to show you, this is my third caliber that I'm working on. As you can see here, I've already sanded it down pretty good. Cover everything up with some paper towels, paint them, and then we should be pretty good with this one here, because I got the old rotor off. I got that sanded and cleaned so we can paint that. If you see here, and I got that painted, I'm just waiting for it to dry a little bit more before I put it all back together. And okay, so I'm working on my last caliber here. As you can see, this one here shows a little bit more of the purple. I've been scraping at it with my wire brush here. I got the other 3 done. I got the driver's side front, and I got the 2 rear done. They're just sitting up on jack stands right now. I got the paint drying. So as you can see here, I'll show you real quick while I'm at it. So again, the calibers are already sanded and painted. Got this one over here. Already sanded and painted. And again, the front one up there, that's already done. The wheel's already mounted. So I'm just still working on this. This has been pretty much an all-day job. Has not been easy, especially getting these rotors off because they were on there tight. But I'm still working on this one. Again, just taking my wire brush and really trying to go at it. Chip up some of that old paint that's been on there for a long time. Cleaning that up real good. Once I get that done a little bit better, then I'll go back over it with a little bit of sandpaper just to get into some of the tighter grooves. Once I get that done, then I'll go ahead, wipe it down with some mineral spirits. And once that's all done, we'll start painting it. Once it's painted, we'll let it dry. And then we'll come back and start putting all the rotors on and we should be done. So let me keep moving forward with this. Again, it's been a long day. Been really dirty working on this. But again, this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. And I've just been putting it off because I dread it. I don't really like working with brakes and rotors and all this gunk and grime and dirt. So, but the time had come and I had to get it done. So let's just keep moving forward and get it done. Okay, we are finally done. So we got the driver's side front wheel on, but I wanted to show you what the rest of it looks like before I put the wheels on. So let's take a walk around. So everything's good. Got the new rotors on. Calibers are all painted nice and black. Wheel lights are hooked back up. Everything's good. This is actually the driver's side rear. Let's come out here. All right, right there. This is the passenger side rear. Again, real nice painted black. So I used a gloss black high heat paint for the calibers. So again, preparation's key. Just making sure you use a wire brush and some sandpaper and really just sand those calibers down, and then use a few coats of a high heat paint and you should be good to go. Rotors are on, wheel lights are hooked back up. So real nice there. Here's this side over here. That's the front. Passenger side, again, front passenger side there. Calibers are painted nice and black. Nice brand new slotted and drilled rotors. And wheel lights are hooked back up, so everything's good. So what I'm gonna do now is, while I've been doing this and taking the tires off, I've been actually rotating them around the truck so everything's where it needs to be. So this tire here that's going in the front passenger came from the driver rear. And then this tire here came from the driver front, switched it over there, and vice versa. So got everything done. So today we ended up getting brand new rotors put on, brand new ceramic power stop brake pads put in, sanded and painted all the calibers, and rotated the tires all in one day. And I'm glad it's over, but it needed to be done, and I'm glad I finally got it done. So again, I'm very happy with the outcome. Let me get under here. This is the front with the tire. So as you can see, it turned out really good. Okay, so that's it. I hope you guys found this video useful. Again, it's not very hard, just a little bit of hard work. Wire brush, a little bit of sandpaper, something to clean it with, like some mineral spirits, and some good high temperature, high heat paint would really clean up your calibers so that you don't have to go out and buy brand new ones or take yours to a professional to have them sandblasted and powder coated. If you just want them to look really good and get a couple years out of it, just go ahead and sand them down and paint them, and you should be good to go. So again, I hope you like this video. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like this video. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section, and I'll get back to you later when I get a chance. And again, subscribe to the channel because it definitely helps me out, and I greatly appreciate it. So that's it. I just wanted to say thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you, and as always, see you in the next video.